Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to Viral Short Editing Masterclass. Today I share how to create this short in After Effects step by step. And I share the raw footage and asset in description link. So you can practice now. So let's start, don't waste time with no purpose. Want you read it to look professional. Stop over editing, less effect, better storytelling, better video. Now we go to the After Effects panel and take the raw footage and listen carefully the raw footage what the voice says, and then take the text tool and write the video editor, and then incorporate is middle and the text is scale, increase and sum up, and then go to the effect and preset panel and take the full color and take full color gradient. We take the full color gradient yellow and orange mixed, and then the point set in middle of. Then again we go to effect and preset and search drop and take the drop shadow and set the opacity 70% and softness set 35 and distance 10. Now again search CC light and take the CC light sweep, and then set the center and increase the width. Now listen what he said. Then go to the text and then take animator, and then we take the position and blur. First the text come up to down, so the position -93, and then increase the blur and set the offset 0%. When she see video editing, then we take offset 100%, and then go to advanced and mode word, then select to keyframe and graph it. Now again search blur and take the Gaussian blur and set the blurriness 16 with raw footage 16 to 0, and now see, and then go to raw and take the Gaussian blur, select to keyframe and graph it. Okay. Now we first keyframe set 180 scale and then 100. Select to keyframe and again graph it. So now see it. Then we take the rectangular tool and take an shape. Then align its center and down the text, and then roundness set the 13. Now go to the previous text layer and take the full color gradient, copy and paste the shape layer. Now go to the properties and set it perfect and duplicate it. And then create the second shape, sum. Then again we select it. Then again we duplicate the text layer and set it perfectly, and then the full shape set on perfectly. Now we can link shape layer 1 to another shape. Now change the second shape color and the fourth shape color. It take white. Now take an stroke by pen tool and fill none and take incorporate is middle and stroke size takes 71. Then go to the stroke and line cap and line join is round. Then take the star, then set point 3. Anchor point take middle and set on the stroke perfectly. We set outer radius 650 and inner roundness take perfectly. Now the size is decreased and then set the shape layer is perfectly. Now go to the shape layer and take the first position and then set it some left to right. And now split it and delete the first portion. Now see the animation. Then we change the color of the stroke and rectangular, white to black. So now see the animation. It's look good. And now all the shape layer is split and delete the last portion. Now the text layer is duplicate and set next. And rewrite video editing to is boring. And now take the exclamation mark and increase size. Set it perfectly. Now change the color of exclamation mark yellow. And then take drop shadow and paste the exclamation mark of drop shadow. Now split and delete the extra part. And now take the PNG of board. We set it perfectly on the text shape. Take the size is perfect. Now we split, ignore PNG and delete the extra part. Now link with the exclamation mark. Then go to the scale. So then link with the exclamation mark and again transform it, go to the position, and I want it come down to up. Then graph it. Now see. Okay. Now go to the effect and preset. And write the blur and take the Gaussian blur. The blurriness of first is 13. We take 15 and increase which you need. 0. It's 70 to 0. Okay. Now see it. Look good. Now copy it and paste the bold PNG. We see the animation. It's look good. Now take an ellipse tool with and then go to the effect and preset, and then take the deep glue, and the radius of deep glue is 1500 and set the exposure is 6. Now take the position and scale is 5%, and I want it come from right upper corner, and then graph it. Okay, and then we set the scale 15, and then after 5 keyframe, now I see again, then after 5 keyframe we set the scale increase which you need. Okay, now the transition is complete, and then we take the solid in white color, then we split and delete the extra portion. Now I go to the effect and search. Is now duplicate the gradient layer and paste the solid, and set the point 1, point 2, point 3 and point 4 perfectly. Now I see the animation. Okay, then I duplicate the text layer and set on the shape and rewrite the booting is this is the change the color is white, it take it upper, then we see this is the, and now I decrease it 100% set. Now I see this is, then again duplicate it and the rewrite this is region and increase the size of region, set it perfectly under the this is the. Now see this is the region. Now see this is the region. Now take the video editing PNG which I share in description box for the purpose of practice. Now go to the effect and preset, search the drop shadow and take the drop shadow of PNG. And now split the video editing PNG and now see it. Okay, now go to the transform and set the positioning keyframe. it's come left to right. Then we see it's come down to up. Now go to effect and preset and tag the Gaussian blur and set the Gaussian blur 120. And after some keyframe, we tag it 0. We select it and graph it. Now see the 4-second animation. Now we again take the solid and split it. And after split it, we take the solid for transition. And then go to the mode and set the vivid light. Now I see. Okay, there is awesome transition. Now again duplicate the text layer and rewrite what he said. Listen carefully and set the text layer perfectly. Now take the text layer shape tool and write the used to. And then spill the used to. And when take it perfectly and search the shutter and take shutter. And then view effect, render it and render all. Now go to the shape and repeats. You increase the repeats direction as we need. Then again 15 is perfect. Exclusion deep take is 1 and then go to the gradient, increase some. And then go to the physics and set the gravity is decrease 0.15. And the randomness is 0.25. And now go to the force and increase the radius. And again go to the force 2 and increase radius and deep. What kind you need, you set it. Okay. Now set the keyframe in middle. Now see the animation. Okay. Now see the whole animation. It's good. Now again see it. Now take the rectangular tool and split it and delete the another portion. Now go to the properties and set it perfectly and the scale size now decrease and delete the stroke. Then duplicate it and change the stroke 5 and change the stroke color white. Now increase the stroke. Then go to the rectangular and set the roundness is 30 and again go to the shape layer 1 and again rectness is 30. Okay. Now parent with stroke to rectangular. Now I take the star tool and split it. change the color is we take the full color gradient and we copy the full color gradient and paste the star tool and then set the point is 4 and set the increase inner roundness and outer roundness is perfectly okay what you want. And now decrease the size and set on the shape layer or rectangular shape. Then decrease the size and you can increase the width or height if you need it. But it looks good in this shape. Now we set the rectangular shape on this. And then we go to the layer style and take bevel and emboss. And set the emboss and size take the 15 and take the chisels hard and set the size is 15. Now we duplicated it and set it some upper and decrease the size. Now again duplicated it and set on the shape and decreases it. And now we take the ellipse tool and need small size of ellipse. We hold the shift for the perfect shape of ellipse. Now we can copy it and duplicate it and then go to the transform and now another take the layer style and duplicate the ellipse tool. Now duplicate the ellipse tools 2 times and set on the shape perfectly. Link the all shape with the shape layer 13. And now I go to the transform and set the transform scale. After some keyframe, we take 16 or it comes 0 to 16. Now we graph it. Now see the animation. Okay, it's look amazing. Now again duplicate the text layer and set it perfectly. And we rewrite thinking and we see it thinking and we increase the keyframe and rewrite the thinking more and we see it thinking more. And now take the rectangular shape but split it and set it perfectly. Or set the thinking more is perfectly and go to the rectangular to rectangular path and set the roundness is 60. Now I don't want fill or tag only store 5. I take this to is 15 and as and then I search the drop and take the drop shadow. I increase the size of drop shadow. Now I see it Then take an pen tool and take an stroke and increase the stroke size is 86. Take it 19 and select the full color gradient, drop shadow and light sweep and take the direction in middle and again copy and paste the stroke. Then we go to stroke and take the dash. Okay, now when corporation is middle and set it perfectly. If the dash is, you can increase or decrease what you need. And then we go to the animate add and take the anim trim path and set the in keyframe and set the end keyframe 0 to 100. Okay, now we can select and graph it. Now we can duplicate it the thinking mode and then we rewrite the thinking mode to better editing or better edit. Thinking mode better edit. Now we again take the trim path and then I go to the end is 0. After some keyframe we set the end is 100%. Now I select to keyframe and graph it or don't need or graph because it's look good. Now we set the offset perfectly and graph it's take first. It's look good. Now we see the animation. Then duplicate the solid which is yellow and set after some keyframe. And then we can increase the size. And then we take the PNG which is video editing PNG and delete it, split it and delete the extra portion left and right. We can now set it perfectly and duplicate it 2 times and go to the effect and preset and search Gaussian blur or blur and take the Gaussian blur and increase the size of Gaussian blur. And rotate it some what you need and again duplicate it and set it perfectly, rotate it. Okay, we can select it and change the opacity, decrease the opacity is 18. Okay, now we take the null object and corporation is middle. Then all the up layer of the null object and split it. They split the first portion and last portion. We can split it Windows Shift D. And now the all shape layer linked with null 1. Then we can duplicate the text layer and now see the animation. Now I set it and change the color. Change the color yellow to white. And rewrite better edit to professional editor and decrease the scale. And link the scale is null 1. Select the all shape layer and link with null 1. Then set the scale. It's first come perfectly. We can set it. First it scale increase to decrease and then it's tag center to left side. Now I see it first decrease and then we alter Windows double click and set the influence is 65. Now I increase the right which professional editor and then take the position it's go to center to left. Okay, now we see it, but I want it take some portion and again Windows Shift and double click of keyframe and set the influence is 65%. And now duplicate the text and set the duplicate it. Then we rewrite the professional editor to keep it simple. Now see the whole animation. Okay, it's look good. Now I see the animation is again and again. And set it perfectly. Then we duplicate the text shape and we write better edit to focus on. Okay. Now see the whole animation. And now I duplicate the shape layer 12, 13 and set on the up all shape layer and change the color of level is dark green. And then deselect it and select the shape layer 26 and delete the effect and now go to the layer style and take the bevel and emboss. Go to the bevel and emboss or set the size is 15. Then take the only emboss. Then copy the layer style and paste the stroke on the layer style. Now we copy the full color gradient, drop shadow and CC light sweep and paste the rectangular shape and stroke. And change the light sweep which you need. We can set the center of CC light sweep and direction was set 140. Now I see the animation focus on. Then we delete the skill keyframe. Now we take it small size and rotate it 45 degree. And now we can set it and go to the transform and set the position and opacity. Selecting after some keyframe. We set the opacity 0 to 100 and position calm, sum down to middle and graph it 65 to 65 influence, and again select the position graph and Windows Shift and influence 65. Now we copy it and duplicate the stroke. Now I see the whole animation. Then we again go to the shape layer 26 and rotate it. And we set the rotation is 0 to 225 degree. Now select to keyframe Windows and Shift and influence 65 to 65. Okay, it's look good. And then we take the text shape and write 1. Size the increase of 1 and set perfectly on the 2 shape layer middle. Now split it and delete the portion and link with the shape layer 26. And we again go to the opacity keyframe and set it, paste it the text layer. Now we see the animation. Okay. Now we can split it and delete the one keyframe. Now duplicate the text layer and set it perfectly. And we take down the shape layer and decrease the size and take the scale 115 and rewrite focus to smooth cuts. Now see it. Okay, it's gorgeous. And then duplicate it, change the label color and duplicate it, and again change the duplicated shape layer and change the label color. Okay, now go to the shape layer 28, 22 transform and delete the first keyframe of position and set the first keyframe of position. It's come right to center. And we rewrite the 2 and set 2 in perfectly of the shape. And now we can increase the layer is which he said and rewrite smooth cut to clean transition. Now see the animation. Okay. Now again duplicate the full shape layer and change the level color. Lavender. And then take the all shape layer up and set it after the other shape layer. And then again go to the shape layer 30 to transform and set the position keyframe. First position keyframe is deleted. And now we want it come left to center. Okay. Now we can rewrite clean transition to perfect timing. We rewrite the 2 to 3 and set the 3 perfectly on the shape. And we can split it and delete the extra portion which we don't need. Okay, now see the whole animation. Okay, now I duplicate the solid and change the level color of orange. Now listen carefully it. Duplicate the shape layer, text shape layer and set on the shape. And now we rewrite it a simple edit. Now we change the color of white and now we see it. Okay, and go to the effect and search the pen and take the Venetian blinds. We take the completion is 14 and width is 38 or 13. What you need 6 or 10. You set the width which you want need and set the transition completion 40%. Now we can see it and set perfectly. Now select the solid and see it. Okay. Now the position set is perfectly middle. So I want to perfectly in middle, so then take that tile and action and we can find the center. Now see, and then we change the gradient color, take the Venetian blinds and again we set the transition completion what you need 9% or 10%. Then again we duplicate the pale solid and set it perfectly. Now we can see it Then we take the completion what you need or what I need, and set width and feather what you want or what text you need. You can see it. We can take the width and feather 0 and transition completion is 25. Now I see. Now we can duplicate the text layer and see it again. Incorporate is middle and take the tilt action and set is perfectly middle by the tilt action. And we rewrite clean animation 2. Now see it, clean animation 2 with good story. Now set the point of full color gradient perfectly in the full corner of shape and set the CC life center in the middle and increase the width. Now I see it. Now I increase the sum keyframe of the two shape layer and duplicate the simple and pale solid, and again we rewrite it always beats. Now we see it, simple edit with good storytelling beats. Again duplicate the shape layer and set in, change the color of level and set it the sum keyframe after. And now we can change the text and rewrite the text it. A flashy edit. Now I see it with good story, a flashy edit. Now again we take the solid and then duplicated it. Now we can see the whole animation. Now we see it. Okay. Then we take the PNG and set it perfectly. And split it the first portion. Now we duplicate the text shape. And we set the PNGs more perfectly and the text layer on the PNG shape. We can scale is 100 at rewrite 1 to your video look. And then go to the text to range selector and increase the selector which is set. Then duplicated it. And now we Right, professional. Why increase the scale of the professional? Now we go to the text to animator and range selector which you need. We can see it. Okay. Then we increase the want to look or want to your video look and set it the perfectly what you need. And we want the professional words come down to up. So change the position. Now see the animation. And we increase the question mark size and set it the down of the man PNG. Now delete the animator of the question mark and go to the effect and preset panel and take the question blur. Set the question blur is 75 and then duplicate it and set it the another part of the man. Okay, the work is done. Now the animation is completed and set you want and need to perfectly. Okay, now we again see it. Now when set professional and delete the professional part. Now take the null object and then split the null object and select the all shape layer linked with the null 4. And then we set the positioning keyframe and it's come down and select to keyframe and set the influence 65 to 65. Now we see it and increase the question mark layer. That we can select full color gradient, drop shadow and light sweep and copy it and then take an rectangular. We can duplicate the shape layer and take the layer style to take bevel and emboss and set the size of 15 and go to the rectangular, set the rectangular roundness is 25. Now the anchor point is the left down corner. Then we go to the transform and set the rotation is, first we can set it -18. After some keyframe, we set it perfectly. Now we can see it. Now we can see the animation. It's rotation or tag which you need. Then we can scale it and freeform it influence 65 to 65. Now we see the animation. Okay. Now we can write this. The text is stop over editing and set middle on the shape layer. Now we spill the extra part and link with the shape layer. Now we can see it. Okay. Okay, it's look good. Then we again go to the null and set the some keyframe positioning. Stack down. Now see. Okay. Now we can duplicate the two shape layer and set it perfectly. Okay. Then we set the another shape is perfectly and take the change the color, change the anchor point. Okay. And we can set it perfectly we want to need. Now we can see it. Okay, it's come good. Now we see the animation. Then we go to the shape layer 35 and set the position keyframe. I want it come to up. Then select to keyframe and take the Windows Shift and double click of keyframe and tag the influence 65. Okay. Now again duplicate the shape layer 2 and set it perfectly which you want to need. Now we see the animation. Okay. Now we can rewrite the text is less effect. Now see the animation. And again we duplicate the text layer and change the position. And we can go to the transform to position and it's come up to the right track. Now then select and Windows Shift double click keyframe and set the influence 65. Now we set it perfectly. Now we can rewrite it. The text is better story. Now we see the better story. Okay, It's look good. And now we can set the null position and it's come some down. Okay. Then I see it. It's look good. Then we duplicate the two shape and set it up perfectly. Now go to the transform and set it the shape layer is perfectly which you want or which you need. Then I want it come up to down. And after some keyframe, we set it perfectly. And then we can see it. And then change the second keyframe, we set it perfectly. Now we see the whole animation and complete the whole animation background. So see you soon the next video tutorial. So you can subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for the new tutorial of